This is Raymond Dijkstra from Sor Alba NL, the YouTube channel for the Netherlands for Scottish Independence. Today we're joined by Kevin Gibney from Independence Live. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Great talking to you, Raymond.
Great talking to you. We actually did, well, you guys did an interview with me at last year's S&P conference.
That's right.
I had a blast with that. So yeah, I'm honored to have you on the show, or not the show, the interview on our YouTube channel. For people that don't know you, could you please do a quick introduction on who you are, what group you are with, and what you're doing basically?
Sure. I'm co-founder of Independence Live. I've been going since 2013, and we live stream. We cover lots of different kind of events. We do our own live stream events, and we try and encourage others to live stream. That's as important as actually doing the live streams.
Definitely.
And I'm also co-founder of Indie Live Radio, which is a kind of youth thing, which has been going since really the start of this year.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I have to admit, I haven't listened to it yet.
That's okay. No. It's early stages of soft launch, so no problem. Yeah. We're going to get there. It takes time.
You know, it's the same thing with the talk shows that we do online. You know, you've been also streaming that on Independence Live, from the People's Doorstep referendum. It's you know, it's a startup thing. It'll take time to grow, but we're getting there. Yeah, for the people watching in Europe that are basically wondering, why is Scotland fighting for its independence? Could you give your view on that? Why should Scotland be independent?
Well, I can give you my reasons why I want to be a Scottish independence. And that is because I want to live in a freer, more caring society and democracy. Under the current system in the UK, Scotland doesn't isn't like a normal country, doesn't have those democratic rights. You vote for something and you'd expect it to happen. As you can see from the EU vote, we're being dragged out of Europe by effectively England, which is 10 times the population of Scotland.
Definitely. And I mean, what a lot of people in Europe don't realize is that no matter what kind of joint referendum you have, or elections, or whatever, basically the votes that are coming to Scotland or from Scotland and Wales, Northern Ireland, they get snowed over by the vote in England. It's like, say, it's not an equal partnership in this union.
Absolutely. I mean, the votes from combined votes from Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are like pale into insignificance, by population.
Yeah,
it was from England, so big decisions like coming out in and out of the EU, it highlights what's wrong with this union, as well as other things, but that's a very kind of visual thing. Scotland get dragged out of the EU, even though we voted to stay in by a good proportion, proportion of 62%.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people only hear that the UK voted to leave. That's almost all the European media says. It's the UK wanted to leave, and why are they taking so long to agree to a deal or whatever, the whole Theresa May debacle. But again, what a lot of people don't realize is that there are 4 countries in this family of nations, and that's that 2 of those 4 voted to remain in the EU, and they're getting taken out of the EU against our will. And a lot of people just don't realize that. And what would you say? What would you like to say to those people to get them knowledgeable about that situation?
Well, I can't. All I can talk about is that the mainstream media here in the UK is pretty poor, and I've got a feeling it's not exactly brilliant elsewhere. Now Scotland probably doesn't come high in many people's thoughts across the EU, right? It might be becoming more important. They might become more aware of it. All I can say is you've got to look into the facts, and the more facts you find out, the more surprised you will be.
Definitely.
There was, Scott, the independence referendum. The people of Scotland were put under a barrage of negativity. We were told how poor we were, how much we relied on the rest of the UK. The rest of the UK being England, and there's, what people don't realise either. Even with the accountants from they give the numbers on how much Scotland brings into the UK. Scotland's actually the third biggest region within the UK that brings most successful. It brings in money. The other ones being the southeast of England and London.
I would even take it further. I think, in my opinion, if you look what kind of revenue comes in from Scotland, I think Scotland is probably one of the richest countries, and I say countries, in Europe.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people in Scotland don't realise that. Again, if you're served by a bad mainstream media that is unionist, this is what happens. The mainstream media that was available during 2014 referendum, we had virtually none. The only one we had was a Sunday newspaper, the Sunday Herald, that changed to independence. Tiny, not the Scottish BBC, which is, as we know, it's a branch office of the BBC from Westminster. But if Scotland's such a poor country, why does England want to keep a hold of it that much?
Exactly.
And the fact of the matter is, we, those in the know that Scotland isn't a poor country, but we will become poorer through being dragged out of the EU. We'll become poorer,
Exactly.
Plus we're separating from our, fellow, friends in Europe. That's a big dislocation as well, right? I don't want to see that happen. I like a family of nations come together for the EU. The family of nations in terms of the UK, it isn't a family, it's a dictatorship.
No, exactly.
So it's a completely different thing. So there you go. I just wished, just try and find out more information about Scottish independence. If the things that happened during Indie Ref were quite appalling, and I witnessed a lot of it. I was actually threatened at an event I went to. I found out about it was actually an event that happened in my doorstep by the unionists, and they didn't tell anyone local it was on. And I found out via the grapevine, and I went along to live stream it, and I get threatened at it.
Yeah. It's...
But nobody knew about it, but they always had someone for the BBC there.
Yeah.
Local. I've seen this happen. It's just, but they could tell people that they're all over Scotland. It's a tough one.
It's ridiculous. And the thing is, in mainstream media, it gets said that during the marches that the pro-independence people that are marching are aggressive, are shouting at people, but it's more like the 20 somewhat unionists that always are there with our good friend.
Well, you don't need to believe anybody from the pro-indie side. Just ask the police. There's been no arrests, nothing from any of the marches.
Exactly.
And that's how, as the family-friendly events, people going along to these events, marching because they want the independence again. Should I say again, the second time, right, for the country, for Scotland. Of course, we were independent 300 years ago, but so family-friendly events, people, just ordinary people from all backgrounds, rich, poor, whatever, looking for independence for their country. No matter where they're from, everybody's from.
And it's not just a score, but we did 3 events in The Hague as well, 2 events already in Berlin, and I don't know how it went in Berlin, but we did 3 events here in The Hague, and the rapport with the police was amazing. Like last time in May, the police took pictures with us. They went on Twitter and posted those pictures, and it was amazing. The atmosphere was great, and that's
fantastic.
I was in Edinburgh at the last October at the All on One Banner event. About 200,000 people there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No issues whatsoever. Issues whatsoever. Can those unionists at the Orange marches, can they say that? No.
Again, I mean, this will baffle many people from around Europe and elsewhere. These Orange marches. If these Orange marches, this group didn't exist, right, and it was brought into being magically today, they would get banned. They'd get banned because, bizarrely, this is like going back, decades, hundreds of years to do with the Orange Order, Protestants, Catholics, way back, right? The truth of it all lost to many people, right, of what actually happened. And it's still going on. This aggressiveness against people who happen to be Catholics in Scotland, right? And it's bizarre. But it's divide and conquer. Those in power have used that to divide people, working class Protestants from working class Catholics, etc. And it's that imperial mindset, divide and conquer. Yeah, and definitely. I watched them going past the Independence Live office doing their marches, and it's quite distressing to see, all these people. It's generally older folk. It does seem to be dying out a bit, right? But when you do see some young people, my heart sinks because they've just been indoctrinated with that hatred of this whole group of people.
Yeah.
Right, based on what, it's.
Well, it is. Nobody is born with hatred. Hate is taught. And
absolutely.
And the thing is, a couple of years ago, there was this SDL demonstration on George Square, and we did I was there. We did a counter demonstration. We dwarfed with the amount of people that were there. We dwarfed that group. They were kept off on the other side of the square, across the street on city parliament there.
Over by the council building.
Yeah, council building. That was the word I was looking for. And they were kept behind a barrier. But the sad thing was not that they were shouting people. You can say there were kids there. They took their kids to that.
That is the most distressing thing, really.
They were doing the Hitler salute, and they had kids with them. They were sitting there, with the what do we need to do? What do we, it was so sad.
They say they're marching for their culture and all this, but it's utter nonsense.
Hell
no. They are. I don't know. They've got a mindset and they can't get out of it, and they're passing it on to their kids, and they're perpetuating the poison. And hopefully maybe in an independent Scotland, and through time, that will start to become less and less. I hope so. I
hope so too.
It's a scourge in Scotland.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned it before. People have to get knowledgeable when we talk about people in Europe, if they want to know about the whole Scottish defence fight. How important do you think it is to have more support from
Europe? How important do I think support from Europe is? Hugely important. Hugely important. Nobody wants to feel alone, right? Nobody wants to feel alone, and when you've got that support, it gives you a boost. right? And it's not, and it's not just, the political stuff, the support that will help us, right? It's just that support that, it's like, wow, we don't have a mainstream media, but, we've got that support coming from people in Europe. It's a big deal, Raymond. I can't thank you enough for what you do.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Right? What you do makes me feel so good, right? And also look at Eva Gerber
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
from Germany, who bites, from North Germany. She's arrived in Scotland, right? She's got all this publicity in Germany, Raymond, from local newspapers, right? Even if you awaken one other person, then that one person could go and tell their friends.
Exactly.
It matters, right? It matters. You've got to create that conversation.
Yeah.
And people like yourself and people like Eva are helping to do that. And I can't thank you enough. And if you look at Catalan situation, right? I never heard of them, Raymond, until Andy Ref. Then all these strange people from Catalan and Galicia, right? They're down the beach with these Scottish flags. I nearly cried.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's why for the last 2 years at our rally in The Hague, we included somebody from the Catalan National Assembly to speak at the rally. And they did again this year, and we want to keep doing that because it's quite similar what they are going through. On the physical side, maybe even worse. Of course, Catalonia has never been a country per se.
Yeah.
They have been a region, but they are fighting for their own independence. So that's why we support that. And that's why I feel we do need to include them in the rallies as well. And then they have been supporting Scottish independence as well. So that's why I feel we need to do the same for them.
Absolutely. And any other fair and democratic people that are promoting a civic form of nationalism gets my support from anywhere.
Exactly.
But so it's going to be interesting times coming up, Raymond. I think, I think we're definitely going to get a Brexit. It's just like 99% we're going to get a Brexit. The question is what happens after that, and what happens if, the Westminster turns around and tells Scotland you can't get another Indy Ref 2. I'm just hoping that there's a plan in place by the SNP, because you may have noticed they've already kicked out that potential debate they could have had at the SNP conference to do with, Plan B, which, they've kicked that out. So I don't know where it's going to go, Raymond.
Well, the whole thing, Plan A, Plan B, Plan C to Z from the Tories, they never had a plan. So the whole Plan A, Plan B is just a smokescreen.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm just hoping it stays non-violent.
Well, the thing is, even if they go for a hard Brexit, and which it looks like it will be, they still have this obligation for the last payments to the EU. So even if they do this, they still have to do that, and that's up to Westminster. So Boris Johnson, I know he can say what he wants.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
He doesn't play, so.
Well, it depends what galleries he's playing to, right? And the Tory party, is it going to exist? Is the Brexit party going to take over, right? There's no guarantee that money will be paid either, because if people that they're relying on to vote for them, right? They're going, why are we paying 30 whatever billion to the EU, right? For what? And we're going in WTO rules. There's a chance they might not pay it.
No, could be.
So but that's for down the road.
Yeah. Well, mate, I want to thank you for the interview. Well, the last thing I want to talk about is your group Independence Live.
Yeah.
What could you tell people what you guys do? Yeah, I know we know about the live stream. You do a lot more than that. and how people can help you, support you, how they can do that.
Well, we've got a website for our live streaming for Independence Live that is livestream.net. I nearly forgot it there. No, I'm talking about livestream.net. It's independencelive.net. The website is independencelive.net, right? We've done thousands of live streams. I've lost count, and we've also got the new thing, Indie Live Radio, which is indielive.radio website, and I think there's pages on there if you want, you can go and donate. There's donate buttons or something, right? Yeah. But the other thing you can do is retweet our live streams. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. We can live stream to multiple platforms, social media platforms. So following us and giving us support and just now and again saying thank you, right? Because there's many different live streamers, helps. It gives you a boost, right? And as we all know, Raymond, you get different conditions for live streaming, and it's not always straightforward. It's not just sometimes like pointing a camera, but also for, if anybody from a Yes group that watches this go live stream, it's now easy to live stream to Facebook, right? If you want more information, contact us. Just contact us, Independence Live, and we'll help you. We've done it. That's what we do. We do that.
The only thing that I found out about live streaming on YouTube, you do need 1,000 subscribers to have that function ready from your mobile devices. That's the only thing.
That's right. I forgot about that. You need 1,000 followers, don't you? It's a chicken and an egg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're lucky enough. I think we've got about 3,000. But I mean, over 5 years, in fact, I'm not even sure how many we've got. Right? That's not a lot, but we've been using a lot for live stream channels, and then Facebook. When mechanic goes to YouTube, it's not easy, mate. It's not easy getting subscribed.
Same with us. We're online now for about a week or so. We got 54 subscribers. So
I should be one of them. I think.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Go follow these folks.
Come on.
Absolutely.
All right, mate. Well, thank you for your time. And we will have another show very soon. And if you have questions, just let us know. And if you want to help Independence Live, like Kevin said, go to their site page and show them support. Make a wee donation if you can. And and let them continue to do all the great work they do. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon.
Bye.